Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to give this year's Court of Benefactors keynote speech. First, as you can all guess from my accent, I'm a German scholar, which means, amongst many other things, being a member of one of the very small communities and constituencies, and also the only representative of Europe amongst the global scholars cohort. Quite often, I find that other students are very surprised to hear that German scholars exist at all. Usually, I then go on to explain that Cecil Rhodes made a codicil to his will when he learned that English became a compulsory subject at German schools in 1900. And I quote from Cecil Rhodes' codicil, "I leave 5 yearly scholarships at Oxford to students of German birth. The object is that understanding between the 3 great powers will render war impossible." As we all know, this did not really work out. Which makes me adding to the above-mentioned points that Germany is also the only member of the former enemy nations. Fortunately, that was a very long time ago, but still the question remains, what is the relevance of the Rhodes scholarships today, 100 years later? And we'll try to give an answer based on my personal experience. First, the Rhodes scholarship means meeting amazing people. And I say so in light of having lived in Germany, Ireland, the UK, Switzerland, Australia, Japan, the United Arab Emirates, and a few other places. However, I've never met such a group of uniquely amazing people in one spot. In fact, it's now quite normal for me to discuss Indian domestic policies or biomedical research in Jamaica over dinner. It's very easy to guess by now that my background is in clinical sciences, as an MD now pursuing research in oncology, which means the second reason, or the second big point for me for the Rhodes Scholarship, is that it allows me to learn and study at the biggest center for radiation biology in the world, trying to bridge the gap between the hospital and the lab, between science and clinical medicine, trying to improve cancer therapies and to reduce the side effects of current treatments. However, I felt that only learning and studying was not enough. Instead, I went on to taking action. In my particular case, I've been frustrated at the very slow translation of scientific results into new products, new drugs, new diagnostic tools in the medical setting. So this has been the reason for me to become the business development lead of Oxford Biotech, which aims at making bioentrepreneurship a feasible option for students and postdocs at Oxford. In fact, this endeavor, led by around 20 default students in Oxford, is more than just helping others to establish a company. It's about bringing about a cultural change, changing the mindset at the University of Oxford in terms of science can and should engage with the outside world. Scientists have the opportunity of making changes happen. In this regard, it is my firm belief that medical progress is one way of making our world move forward. The other way is mutual respect and understanding, thereby fulfilling Cecil Rhodes' legacy of ensuring peace and prosperity. However, this time, 100 years later, not only for the 3 great powers, however, for the whole world, also taking into account the recent expansion of the scholarships. Finally, I would like to disclose that the quote I made at the beginning has not been complete. Cecil Rhodes ended by saying, "And educational relations make the strongest tie." Apparently, this has been recognized in Rhodes House very early on. If you look in the rotunda of Rhodes House, you can see the names of all of the fallen of the Great War, as early as 1928. Whereas from my college, Trinity, it took 100 years to make this decision, until a few months ago I've been invited to the unveiling of a war memorial for the German Austrians who studied at Trinity. So, this is the answer why we're all here, to form bands for a lifetime. Thank you very much.